Hello, I am James Wallace, an archaeologist and naturalist. Driven by the turbulent relationship between humans and nature, I've spent 20 years setting up environmental organisations. Like most Brits in the 90s, I had no idea that beavers co-evolved with wildlife in Britain. Imagine my surprise when I discovered a Bronze Age beaver dam on the Thames, along with a large skeletal rodent. Our civilization emerged in wetlands, beaver wetlands. Beavers taught us how to build and manage water. Our houses mimicked their mud and stick lodges. Our canals and dams mimic theirs now. Beavers are a force of nature, but our ancestors found they looked and smelled irresistible. Having hunted them to extinction here 400 years ago, beaver pelts and castoreum oils fueled the expansion of the British Empire across North America. Beavers are in our history, but no longer in our culture.
Hello, I'm Eva Bishop. I've been working to tackle climate change for 15 years, and I finally found something in beavers that brings genuine hope for a wilder, more resilient landscape. I'm a mother of two nature-loving young children, and I worry every day about the future they face. And we're both part of Beaver Trust, a small but dynamic nature restoration charity with an important mission to help welcome beavers back home to Britain. Our core work is to convene discussion and inform government policy, to educate everyone on how to live alongside beavers again, and to support landowners and local communities with new beaver populations. This species and all they bring needs our support in order to thrive here. Our wildlife is in catastrophic decline, with 1/4 of mammals at risk of extinction and bird numbers plummeting. Only 14% of our rivers are considered to be in good ecological status. We now know the extent to which our countryside is being undermined by chemicals, habitat loss and pollution, and we've dredged and straightened our waterways, and we farm to the very edge. And on top of all these, we are waking up to the urgent need for greater resilience in our landscape to face greater drought, fierce flooding, and biodiversity squeezed from all sides.
The science is clear. Never before has a species, Homo sapiens, measured its own demise so thoroughly. However, research trials like our Cornwall Beaver project have proven that beavers can be a valuable ally in the climate and extinction emergency. Floodwaters downstream can be reduced by 1/3 or more. Long lost wildlife is finding new homes and food. We are developing a national strategy with the government to scale our efforts collectively across whole river catchments, to unlock horns and unite stakeholders from farmers and fishers to landowners and communities.
Beavers have been called a hydrological and ecological Swiss Army knife. They physically rework our rivers, engineer the landscape and re-wiggle streams. Beaver dams will slow the flow of water, holding back floods and offering reservoirs during drought. They improve water quality and they even store carbon. The resulting mosaic habitats dramatically improve biodiversity and wildlife abundance. Just one example is Britain's most endangered resident bird, the willow tit, which has come back to the beaver wetlands in Cornwall. Beaver wetlands have been called the kidneys of our river system, and beavers, nature's climate rebels. They bring life. But they can also be a bit of a pain in the bum. Sometimes they need management. We have learned how to coexist and minimise conflict through experience across Europe and in Britain. Rapid response mechanisms and a legal framework for beaver management is in progress. It can be as simple as sand gluing a favourite tree, or could mean relocating the animal. But ultimately, we need to give beavers space.
We have found a low-cost, mutually beneficial solution that aligns people and scales impact. River buffers that give space for nature to thrive. By paying farmers to set aside chemicals and cultivation, we will restore naturally braiding, clean rivers which breathe life back across valleys engineered and managed by beavers. Government ministers have asked us to lead a national programme in 2021 involving stakeholders from the NFU to wildlife trusts and rivers trusts, channeling public and private funding into large-scale buffer projects as nature recovery networks. We invite you to help fund our Beavers and Buffers programme. We have already developed financial models, identified project locations and engaged key partners to help us scale the programme nationally. We have secured £60,000 of the minimum £80,000 we need to lead the programme. Raising £20,000 tonight will help us establish 5 buffer projects, support 1,000 people along 100 kilometres of rivers, and help reconnect 5 million people with nature.
So we invite you to help support our exciting work and to visit the Cornwall Beaver Project. Come and experience the immersion in a beaver wetland teeming with life so that you can reimagine what our river network could be and share this hope and inspiration that we all feel.
Thank you very much for considering supporting Beaver Trust and joining our exciting mission. We guarantee to beaver away for you and maximise your bang per buck tooth.